What does it mean, in your opinion, when a guy says you deserve better while breaking up? When I said it, there was nothing wrong with the relationship, but I felt like I wouldn't be able to give her what she was looking for, and it meant she wanted something long term and serious and I didn't. I didn't want to waste her young years when she could find someone more compatible goal wise. Did you ever regret making this decision? Or do you think you can try date them again in the future? Not op, but yes, I regret it. She was the only girl who ever cared about me so much that she wanted a relationship. Later in the relationship there were quite big changes. I went to uni and it took all of my free time, along with me not being ready for a relationship in general. I couldn't give her what she wanted, so we decided to break up. I regret it, but think that it couldn't go any other way. Damn. That's me to a T. It's not you. It's me. With different words XD. Yup. We are done here. It means he realizes he doesn't want or can't provide what you want and doesn't want to use you and or waste your time. I've said that. I loved her, but I wasn't in love with her. We'd been together for over 10 years. She had far more drive to succeed and explore the world. I have drive, but I want to be happy, not driven to be perceived as happy. She is incredibly attractive, and guys were always fawning over her. After we broke up, she and I remained firm friends. She dated a guy for a few months that was the complete opposite of what she needed. I knew a guy who was perfect for her. I had a chat to him and planted the idea in both their heads. We all went to the same gym, so I got us to work out together a few times. He's in medicine and she'd been struggling with some anatomy lessons, so I set them up as study partners. I kept planting the idea and bam, they've been together for many years now. They've traveled the world, bought exotic cars, both competed in several body weight and physique completions. They have haulers and jet skis and all the stuff she wanted. THSTIC as pointless. She's both reached her potential and loved the lifestyle she wanted. I got to live my lifestyle too. I lean towards Theravada Buddhism. I don't like owning unnecessary objects. I like it quiet and peaceful. I'm not a real Buddhist. They'd call me a dabbler. I still raise and hell and cause trouble when I want to laugh. I feel content that I pushed her in the right direction and saved myself a life of chasing money to trade for shit. I also have a eye disease that was making me blind, and I knew she'd struggle with where I was going to be heading. I now use a cane and I can guarantee she'd get frustrated with the way my life has had to adapt. Whoa, I'm only 21, but damn, you're an inspiration for so many reasons. Best of luck with your eye condition. You deserve the world, man. Most of the time it means that you wanted more from him and he didn't think he would be able to get there. Means you deserve better. In what way exactly? Gotta ask him. Could be anything. Could be that the guy had low self-esteem, or then it could mean that you were high maintenance / from rich family and he felt like he could never provide the lifestyle you want. In my opinion, it could be one of two reasons. Could be that he feels insecure, that he can't live up to the type of guy he thinks you'd want. Or, based on my own experience, it could be that he's feeling guilty because maybe he got into the relationship primarily just to have a sexual partner, but then got to know you and saw that you're a really good person. Then he tried later on in the relationship to appreciate who you are as a person instead of just a sex partner. But now that it ended, he's just wishing you end up with someone who realized that from the start. I haven't actually said that to a girl, but I've thought it in at least a couple past relationships. I mean, it's usually just something you say to justify the breakup. I'd wager that 9/10 times it's just something you say when you don't have anything else to say and want to spare the other person's feelings. Exactly. Some examples have pointed out honest uses of the phrase, but most of the time it's just a way of getting out of a relationship while trying to seem less of an asshole. They like you, but they don't love you. They will never be able to give you their all, and that's what you deserve. Because of the like and respect they have for you, they want you to go and have that. It's not always like this. Sometimes materially it is impossible for the man to give or meet the material expectations. I had a girlfriend who I loved deeply and broke up with her after 2 years because I realized I was just withering and giving her everything while receiving nothing but complaints in return about how it wasn't enough. I do not live in the US. Back then I lived in Venezuela, and there is simply no way you can make it to have a lot of money without getting yourself in some shady s with a dictatorship. And I was literally dying of sickness for her to provide. But I draw the line at having to support a dictatorship that starves its population and forces the migration of over 8 million people by not guaranteeing basic human rights or even services like access to water in major cities. She wanted a nice house and a $100,000 plus SUV with yearly vacations to other countries and a yacht. All I could offer her was renting an apartment in a nice place in the city and a small car. Either he genuinely felt guilty or bad about something, or it's just something he said to lighten the blow of the breakup. My guess would be that he is speaking the truth and that he doesn't have a good self-image. On the other hand, it is possible that he has other needs which you can't satisfy. I have used them in both ways. Can't tell which is which for you though. He's not happy with the relationship. He thinks you're not a good fit for him, or you are more interested in him than he is in you, and doesn't want to waste your or his time. It means that he doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, but he doesn't want to say that you are the problem. He's basically saying that you need to find someone who actually wants to be in a relationship with you. Either tragically low self-esteem, or I want to date other people not make you sad or angry, apostrophe. He doesn't want to be with you, but he doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Take in mind the fact that this response is coming from someone with the type of autism where I can't hear inflection and can't read body language. Tone and amount of sarcasm mean everything here. It can mean one of two things. 1. I'm aware that I'm so far removed from what you need in life that I will never be what you need. So I'm removing myself from the picture because I care about you and want to see you happy, even if it's with someone else. Or 2, I've done everything in my power to make you happy, and your standards are so high I'll never achieve them. So I'm done trying to make you happy when you never will be. Hope this helps. He creates an image of you and someone else and says that is better than you and him. He is moving focus away from himself. Usually things like these are said by people who want to avoid accountability and not be responsible. Makes perfect sense because he loved avoiding accountability for his actions. So here's my take. My ex and I had an awful relationship for over a decade. There was a lot of love and a lot of great memories, but there was also a lot of pain. We made a lot of awful mistakes that ended up ruining both of our lives in some truly terrible and permanent ways. She even ended up with a felony charge. If someone says you deserve better or something to that extent, then that means that they realize that some form of long-term damage has been done and that things are very likely to become worse because of how their view of you has changed. This is typically your last chance to have a healthy, amicable split before things escalate. Sometimes there are things that can't be fixed and scars that never heal. Let it come to an end and find a healthy way to move forward. I think it's the person who says it recognizing that their partner will likely resent them someday for an incompatibility that they are seeing. So they are relieving them of that issue now instead of later, when it's worse for both sides. Having said that myself as a reason in 2 breakups in the past, in my experience at least it's just a cop-out. I didn't want to be with them, and didn't want to really delve into why with them. I was using at the time, and I was generally a piece of shit. It was entirely selfish, and I look back on it and hate that person I was. Granted this is just my personal experience but in my case, it was a shitty way to let myself out of a relationship because I was a childish addict who didn't want to deal with real life and real feelings. Guy's version of let's just be friends, apostrophe. It means you made me feel that you're so unhappy with me that it's literally impossible for me to satisfy you. Since I love you, I want you to be happy, and it's clear that's not going to happen with me. So we want to move on with our life. Sometimes it can be a cop-out. Other times I think it stems from feeling insufficient. If women ever pull the other men would do this, it makes me think, okay, go find another man that will make you happy. I don't want to hear that shit. If I knew my GF deserved better, I would just try to improve myself. Why would I willingly let a good woman go? Maybe it's an excuse. Improving will take time or things might never improve. My guess is, he felt he wasn't worthy to be with her. Or it's possible he felt he was doing his best and it wasn't good enough. Hard to tell without knowing the full scope of the relationship was like towards the end. That's my thought process. He's trying to get you to let him go. He wants you to want to get out of his life. Need more details about your relationship and how you saw him. Was he good to you? Were you good to him etc. In my case, I wanted my missus to leave due to her being a horrible person. I knew I was a damn good partner to her, but she spoke to me and treated me like I was the horrible one. So I said, okay, you are right, you deserve better. It fried her brain and helped in making her change her bad ways. It means the same thing as when a woman says it when she breaks up with someone. It's another it's not now/it's me thing, trying to lamely mitigate harsh feelings. He probably spent the entire relationship feeling completely invalidated by you, which would make him feel like he's beneath your standard. Most men live lives of quiet desperation. I didn't give it, but I received the "you deserve better" speech. Thing is, it was true, and it would have been true if I had said it to her. We both could have been much better to each other.